We get to work with Nassau County real well on a whole slew of issues, and whether it be sewer infrastructure, whether it be transit-oriented development. And our county exec came to this panel 2 years ago and said, enough talk about smart growth. We're going to invest county resources in making transit-oriented development happen. How many people were here when he gave that speech after all the town supervisors? You guys remember that? You guys remember that? Okay, so 2 years later, a whole lot has been invested and things are getting built. Things are getting built as we speak. So with that, we're excited to have his opening message. Nassau County Executive Ed Mangano.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Eric. Let's hear it for Eric and the board, Vision Long Island. And good morning and welcome. It's an honor to join with all my colleagues in government. I would normally mention them, but that would take up most of the speech today. But I understand you'll be hearing from them all through the course of the morning and the afternoon, and probably early into the evening with the amount of speakers that you have here today. But once again, I want to compliment Vision Long Island. They've been a great partner in Nassau County, and I do appreciate their continued support and leadership on important issues. In particular, they've worked very closely with us on environmental projects. Certainly, as Eric mentioned, creating transit-oriented housing, transit-oriented development, where we have solid projects that have taken place. In addition to encouraging job growth and creating public-private partnerships that make Long Island a better place to live, work, and raise a family. Certainly our largest public-private partnership, where Vision has continually provided input, suggestions, and support, has been the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum, and I'm very pleased to report that we have broken ground on a new Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum. You know, and working together, and certainly working with Vision, working with labor leaders that I see that are here today, we worked hard to make certain that this project could occur. As you know, it took decades to get to a point where we could actually move forward with a new project. So I do want to thank all those that are in the room that added their support to make certain we were able to move that project forward. A $260 million private investment in our public facility that will always and continually be owned by Nassau County residents. And in that, the structure of it, we were able to shed all of the historical costs that county residents have been paying for 43 years. They'll no longer pay the electric bill, the utilities, $2 million alone a year. No longer have to pave the parking lot, buy the seats, buy the scoreboard. Now that's all the responsibility of the private operator, of our public responsibility. And we've turned what has been a cost into a positive income stream for our residents, where Nassau County residents will receive 8% of the gross revenue, or a minimum of $4 million a year from the Coliseum alone, and 8% or a minimum of $400,000 a year from the retail portion alone. So it is a great project. It's going to create a significant amount of jobs, and that's just the beginning. We said, and Vision agreed, and most agreed, that if we can get the future of the Coliseum solidified, we would be able to attract further development for what is nearly 70 acres of parking that's on the Coliseum property to support the Coliseum. And in fact, that is already happening even quicker than we thought. We are in contract with Sloan Kettering to build a cancer center, which will also incorporate clinical research right on 5 acres of the property there, $150 million investment with the 250 jobs, averaging over $150,000 a year. And that's the type of development we're trying to encourage here in our county. Beyond that, we've worked and continue to work with our state officials and other groups, as well as Vision Long Island, to create a seed of development, to create a new economy, and that's the opportunity that exists on the rest of the parking area there, as the opportunity to create a new economy. And we have advanced plans that will create green parking structures, so we can then build buildings on top of those structures and free up that parking and unlock that development opportunity. We included a bus rapid transit system that will connect Hempstead Railway through the Coliseum, through our retail center, through our educational center, through our court center, and right into the Mineola train station and back. And that bus rapid transit system will certainly help in many, many ways, including we have included covered pedestrian crossings that would connect RXR Plaza, Hofstra University, Nassau Community College, Museum Row, and other assets like Mitchell Field to make it a walkable, inviting community, to make it a real destination that will attract new jobs, create a new economy, and really provide the next generation another area of entertainment that all surveys say that they're looking for, a place to enjoy all we have to offer here in our great county. So we're very, very happy with the way the project is going. We ask for your continued support, especially those, as I look around this room, that are involved in the process going forward to make certain that we can build that new economy. In addition, we've worked hard to bring jobs back to Nassau County. For years, you've read about the exodus of jobs, and part and parcel of that exodus was the losing of the headquarters of corporations. The headquarters would move out, and soon you would see the rest of their operations follow, and we were always fighting for retention. When I came into office, we put together an economic development team and worked with organizations like Vision to turn that cycle around, to understand why people are leaving our great county, and we have achieved success in that regard. We are now the headquarters of Hain Celestial that was headed to New Jersey. Dealers Track, a major corporation, Publishers Clearinghouse, Jesco Lighting, and many, many others have made an investment, a brick-and-mortar investment, to bring their headquarters here. All totaled, Nassau County over the last 5 years have added 24,000 jobs to our economy, which is good news. We enjoy the lowest unemployment rate in the region, and that is good news. And now we have more work to do to attract the higher paying jobs, so young families will make Nassau County their home. And those that we have worked hard and supported in terms of our children and our relatives to get and achieve a wonderful education here on Long Island actually have the ability to buy a home and stay here in our great county. And part of that is, as Eric said, having a strong transit-oriented development program. And in Nassau County, we found a way to do that or encourage that by creating an incentive program that converts vacant office buildings into apartments. And we've been very successful in that regard with over 1,350 underway. In Mineola, we have 856 units and another 266 on the way. Farmingdale, and the mayor, Farmingdale's here. He's been a great partner in coming together and make certain that we have housing. Mayor Estridge, 249 units there, and I would encourage you to visit the village of Farmingdale, and if you haven't been there in a couple years, you're going to really see quite the transformation, and part and parcel of that is having those housing opportunities near the train station. Manhasset has 52 units, Great Neck Plaza has 30 units, Great Neck 191 units, Roslyn 20 units, Newcastle 12 units, Westbury 10 units. In addition, we have a very strong veteran housing program. The point is that there is a roadmap to create this type of housing. There's a demand for it, not only from our youth, but if you talk to the employers, and part and parcel of bringing them back here to our island was they want to understand how will their employees be able to afford our island, and where will they live, and what are the housing opportunities. All total, with the incentive and without incentive, we've increased apartments or transit-oriented development by 4,000 units in our county, and we're going to continue to work on that to meet the demand and to further build our economy. So I can see my time is coming to a close. I would only say this: one, we appreciate Vision Long Island and everybody in this room that supports their efforts, and certainly individually here as organizations. As I look around this room, I thank you, because many of you have come to our county with great ideas, positive ideas to move forward. We have a wonderful county. We should talk more about how proud we are to live in it. If you look at it and compare it to the 5 boroughs, you're going to see that we have a beautiful county. We have plenty of opportunity. We have plenty of diversity, and it is a place where we offer wonderful education we have great job creation, and a wonderful quality of life that I would say is second to none. And the good news is we have all of you and Vision Long Island to continue to make it an even better place to live, work, and raise a family. God bless you and God bless America.
So folks remember last year when we had Senator Schumer come down and he presented a 20-minute infrastructure agenda of dollars on the way. What I almost was great to hear from the county exec here is there was a promise made to implement transit-oriented development, and there was a promise kept. And he's following through on that, as well as some of the infrastructure funds, getting them from other levels of government. Let's give him a hand one more time as he runs off to budget meetings. Thank you, Eddie.